Welcome to latest world news.
The White House has announced changes to how the government handles hostage situations that involve U.S. citizens. President Barack Obama has directed the U.S. government not to threaten the hostages' families with prosecution if they attempt to pay captors ransom. Mr. Obama has drawn criticism for the long-standing policy of prohibiting concessions to militant groups. The shift raises questions about whether it makes U.S. citizens more lucrative targets for hostage takers. The changes come at the conclusion of a review into the U.S. policy, which was ordered after the deaths of several U.S. hostages in the past year. The fact that many European governments regularly pay ransoms to free their citizens has frustrated U.S. families as they have worked to win the release of their loved ones. The families of hostages have told us, and they have told me directly, about their frequent frustrations in dealing with their own government, Mr. Obama said, before admitting that government departments are not always as well coordinated as they need to be. He described the problems that the families raised, including the threat of prosecution, as totally unacceptable. The changes were ordered in a policy directive handed down by President Obama on Wednesday, known as PPD 30. The White House said that the directive reaffirms our long-standing commitment to make no concessions to individuals or groups holding U.S. nationals hostage. But makes clear for the first time that no concessions does not mean no communication. In a separate statement, the U.S. Department of Justice wrote, "The department does not intend to add to families' pain in such cases by suggesting that they could face criminal prosecution." In the past, hostages' families have felt that they had few options to win back their loved ones, and some have said that the policy provided government officials with an excuse to avoid answering the families' questions. "We had no one accountable for Jim," said Diane Foley, the mother of James Foley, whose beheading was documented in a brutal video released by the Islamic State group last August. A recent report in the New Yorker magazine details the collaboration between many of the hostages' families and the efforts that they have undertaken after becoming frustrated with perceived government inaction.